Okay. So, all right, we are live now.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Andrew. Thank you for joining us.
Pleasure. Nice to be here. It's been a busy day for heritage related activities already.
Yes,
Eagerly
yes, we
awaiting
had
this one.
right. We had a great morning.
Really very good. All helped by your wonderful pictures, of which we're going to see more this afternoon.
Yeah, thank you.
So, you wanted me to say a few words about Hyderabad and all?
Yes, yes, please. So let us get started. So Andrew, yeah, Andrews is a British High Commission for Andhra and Telangana, and yeah, Andrew, please tell us about your experience in Hyderabad, and then I will start with my pictures.
Sure. I've actually been here since July of 2017. And as soon as I got off the plane, I felt really at home here. Um, the first weekend I was here, a couple of friends said they wanted to take me out because they'd seen before I had arrived, I was into heritage and history from my Facebook, and I shared a lot of pictures there. So they said they wanted to take me. They took me to Shamana, Shamahala Palace, and a few other places around the old part of the city. And I just fell in love from that moment
Okay,
onwards. It just got better and better and better. And I mean, it's like you have two types of city in the world. You have those cities that you can go and say, yes, you tick off, I've seen this, I've seen this, I've seen this, and you finished. I've done I've done Dubai because I've been to the 6 or 7 interesting places there are in the entire city. But Hyderabad is a bit like my city, London, in that the more you look, the more time you give, the more you explore, the more you discover, the more that unfolds. So for every one thing you think I'm going to go and see this, you end up finding about 10 more places you need to go and spend time.
absolutely, absolutely.
And
Yeah.
and that's really been my experience. So, I must have been to about 40 or so of the durgahs in the city, which I've
Mm.
always enjoyed, and each one is unique in its own way. So
Right,
many of
right.
the temples, and I've been very lucky that I've been able to get into some of these places, like our friend here, to have some privileged um, opportunity to tour the restorations of the British residency, to get some
Right.
pictures
Hmm.
that we couldn't otherwise get to see, to get to the top of the Shamana, um, to get on the roof of the Mecca Masjid, and some of these other things. We're very lucky in that respect, but I think, if we're that fortunate, it's important that we also share this with other people. And I think that's part of what
Right,
you're going to be getting today.
right, right. All right, great. So, shall we start? Shall I start with my pictures?
We should do, please.
Okay. All right. So, hi everybody, and I am Saurabh Chatterjee, and I have been a visitor to Hyderabad since quite long time. But I moved to Hyderabad in 2009, so that is when I started exploring the city. And as Andrew was saying, I went to see one place and I found a lot many places. And I've been going around to different places, and still never got enough of the city. So there's so much. Every time I go out, I can't confidently say that I know everything about Hyderabad. There's every time I find something new. So that is something. So Hyderabad is just like an ocean. There is so much to see, so much, and so much for the heritage. So much of architecture, so much of culture, festivals, and everything. So there's so much around. So, and that's what I'm going to show you through my pictures. So here I'm going to show you some of my pictures that I have been taking in Hyderabad over the last decade or 10 years. And some of the pictures I'll show you, you will not see the same. Hyderabad has not been the same again. So you will see that there are some buildings which don't exist now. The pictures that I have, those don't exist. And then there are some which look very different. For example, the Mosamjai market. So now the landscape looks totally different with the metro coming up now. So let's get started then. All right. So, so this is the first picture you see. This was taken from the flight. So this is how Hyderabad looks like, the heart of Hyderabad, which is the Hussain Sagar. So not a great picture, but because it was taken from the flight.
I wish I had a flight like that.
Yeah, actually, none of the flights come through Hyderabad. I mean, come through this part of the city. It was just because there was some congestion, so it was flying round and round, and I got an opportunity to shoot this. So, uh, yeah, and picture though has a very bad resolution, is very close to my heart because my house is also very close to this place. All right, so. The picture that I'm going to show you is a mixture of heritage and culture and festivals, and the names are in alphabetical order. So I have not put them in terms of architectures or festivals, but you will be able to see the different buildings here. Okay, so all right, so this is a Iram Manzil. So I'm showing you this picture first because there has been a lot of uh, uh, we had a lot of movement to preserve this building. This building was about to be shut down, but some demolition was to supposed to happen. But yeah, we were able to save this building, so that's a great thing. So great uh, opportunity for us to go back to this place, and I hope it is beautifully restored at some point of time. So this is the Iram Manzil. So it's just next to the Iram Manzil metro station. So you must go and visit this building. So really grand building. And this is a picture of the Charminar, and during the Ramzan time. So though now it looks very different, so we don't have the traffic is not allowed. So you see here we have the trails of the lights of the vehicles, but now traffic is not allowed. It looks very different, and during Ramzan, the whole place looks so beautiful. So with all these people coming to shop, and people would shop all over night and have fun, have food, and for us we just go around. It's such a great place to be. Some people have halim. So halim is such a popular dish in Hyderabad, which people come and have. So surprisingly, I don't find halim in other cities. So yeah, this picture was taken from the hospital from the opposite. So quite a tedious task to get permission, but thankfully I had somebody who got permissions. We went up, and we were able to get this shot. Here you can also see the Nimra cafe, the cafe which is very famous for the Irani chai. So we'll keep it open to questions. So in between we'll have some. We'll take a short break in between, maybe after half an hour. Then if you have any questions, you can just put it down in the comments, and then we will proceed. Okay. So okay, this is the Ananda Buddha Vihara. So there's a place called Mahendra Hills. So this is a Buddhist monastery that we have in Hyderabad. So a beautiful place. So if you, so this is how you see the statue of the Buddha. So for photography is not allowed inside, but this is what I got, and I always love to take pictures with people. So yeah, so and especially in Hyderabad, if you don't shoot people, I think it'll be injustice to the city. So the Buddha and the monk going inside. So this is the Arts College, Osmania University. So Arts College is one of the oldest building in Hyderabad, and a beautiful building that we have. This Arts College is. So I'll show you some pictures of the Art College. So inside, it's still operational. Very beautiful building. So these pictures were taken about 7 or 8 years back. So these are the pictures of the Arts College. So next we move to Azza Khana Zara. So there are a lot of these Ashur Khanas that we have in Hyderabad, especially in the old city. So Ashur Khanas are the places where the Shia community comes and mourns. And Azza Khana Zara is one of the popular spots where they come and moor. In fact, that whole area of Darul Shifa, which starts from just beyond the Salarjung Museum. So this building actually just located next to the Salarjung Museum. So from outside, it looks very different. So most people, I mean, just ignore this building, but inside it's very beautiful. Quite an old building, and some beautiful work on the ceiling. You can see. And there are a lot of these buildings which are not in very good shape actually. So this is one such building. So I don't know, maybe these are all disputed properties which nobody takes care, and they're just lying like that. So initially I was able to take some pictures, but later I was not even allowed to take pictures. So this is one building which is just opposite to Aza Khana Zera. So this building, this structure, Azakhana Zera, was built in 1930. So by Mir Mehboob Ali Khan. So who was the sixth Nizam of Hyderabad in memory of his mother Zehra. So that's why it's called Azakhana Zera. And inside, see, there are some beautiful, very beautiful decorations on the walls. Next, we move to Badsai Ashur Khana. So this is one of the places to see. So this building is just to the opposite to the Madina building, and especially if you go there during the month of Ashura, you will be able to see these alams, these hands that you can see. These are the representations of the alams who have who died in the war, and so people come and touch them and offer flowers to them, and it's a really beautiful. I mean, it's a good time to see there, go there, because otherwise, if you go in other months, you will see some rods, just the rods and nothing else. So but during the month of Ashura, it really comes very lively with where all the people come and offer these flowers. And okay, this is how the picture looks during the month of Ashura.
But it's always great to go to that place.
Yes,
And it's the fourth oldest surviving building in the city, I believe.
yeah, and contemporary of the Charminar. So and though outside it is one of the busiest parts of Hyderabad, but inside it's so calm and quiet and so peaceful.
I take all my visitors there,
Okay,
and
yeah,
I think
me
it's
too.
been looked after by the same Persian family for 7 generations.
Yes, yeah. So I wrote a blog, and somebody sent me a message that so the gentleman stays in US, and he's one of the descendant of the place who takes care of this place. So he was very happy to see my blog. So this is the other side of the building. So this
Drum
part is
house.
yeah. So the Nagar Khana.
And they've got money to restore everything. They've already done some of it.
Yeah. So it has, in fact, it was encroached by somebody for quite some time, and then it was beautifully restored. In fact, it got the intact award once for the beautiful restoration that they have done. Okay, so now after this, there's something very contrasty. So we have a festival called Batukamma. So Batukamma is celebrated by the Hindu people. So just after the Shara. So yeah, so this picture was taken during Batukamma. And some pictures I'll show you now from the Begum Bazaar. So Begum Bazaar is uh, of the merchant community, especially people who migrated from Rajasthan. So these people are so some of these houses are quite old and very beautifully decorated, and you'll find the same flavor as you see in the Rajasthani buildings. So some of these buildings I'm going to show you now. Some really beautiful buildings you'll be able to see. And they are quite strong. I think they will last for another probably 100 years at least.
I haven't
And
been here. I need to go here.
yeah, so it's on the way to Charminar. You have to take the right turn, and that's where there's a Begum Bazaar post office. So around that, you will find all these buildings. And incidentally, Begum Bazar was the place from where the first Ganpati worship started, because in Hyderabad it was not a culture of worshipping Ganpati, but now we have so many of them. So this is where it started. So now I'll take you to this building called Bella Vista. So this is the Administrative Staff College of India. So, and this is one of the most beautiful buildings in Hyderabad. And so these are some of the pictures. So now it is the Administrative Staff College of India, so which is very well kept, very nicely. And there's one room which is locked, which opened. So we went for a walk with Hyderabad Trails. Gopal led us, and in one room there are some very old pictures. So
Yeah.
pictures of the Nizam time. So it's very interesting to see that building. Okay, so now there is a festival called Bonalu. So Bonalu is a very interesting festival. So one of the most popular festivals in Hyderabad, and these are some of the pictures. So these people, they have their face painted, and then they go out, and there's one person called the Poturaju. So it's quite interesting when you see all this how this whole festival turns out. So these are some of the pictures from the festival. And the whole procession goes in front of the Charminar. So there are these different processions that happen in different part of the city on different days, and there is one designated day where the whole procession goes around the Charminar. And these people, they're all males. They are painted their faces and representing different gods and goddesses. And so this celebration happens for about a month, so on different dates, and especially during the weekends.
Wow.
This is a quite an old picture of the Charminar when there were no reinforcements there, so all clean. So yeah, I used to love it like this without anything, but I've been waiting again to take this picture, but the restoration work is painfully slow, but it's good for the generations to come. So I think now that the restoration is done, it will be good for another 100 years probably. And Charminar does not look the same now, so there are no vehicles allowed. So it's difficult to capture this again. This is a morning shot, so in the morning times you can get pictures like this. This was one time during the Ramzan, we went out for taking pictures, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, it started raining, and this people were running helter skelter, and I thought, let me go out and take some pictures. These people were a little worried about probably going back home or something, so I got this shot.
Beautiful.
So this is the Chowmahalla Palace. Chowmahalla Palace is one of the very well kept palaces in Hyderabad, and it's a must visit if anybody wants to go and coming to visit Hyderabad. This is definitely one of the most beautiful palaces that we have. So these are some of the pictures of the palace. They are again pretty old pictures, probably around 10 years back. But this place is still the same. There is no change inside. So it's a very well kept place. All right. So now I'll take you to this the pictures of Dargah Yusufain, so which is one of my most favorite places in Hyderabad. So these two saints, so they became saints when the story goes to the time when Aurangzeb came to Hyderabad, and he was having his camps to capture the fort of Golconda. So he was there for about 3 months, and there was one day where it was raining, and they had a very severe windstorm, and during that windstorm, so all the camps were just getting uprooted. So there was only one camp which had a candle glowing inside, so everybody was surprised. So what's going on there? So how is that when all the tents are getting uprooted, how is that candle there? So they went inside and saw these two people who were part of Aurangzeb's army. So they were reading the Quran, and that's how the candle was there, and nothing happened to that tent apparently. And from that day, these two people were considered to be saints, and they have been given a land, and that's how this dargah was built in their memory. So there are some pictures from that dargah. So that's very close to the railway station, and a lot of people stay there even at night. So people who want to pray, and they just stay there for some time. So these are all pictures from the dargah. Now the next place I'm going to show you is the Darul Shifa. So Darul Shifa is that road beyond. So I was previously showing you the Azza Khana Zera picture. So after that, there's this Darul Shifa where you can. So there actually used to be a hospital here, and it was beside the Musi River, but now the river is quite far from this place. And this used to have a minar which was very similar to the minar of the Charminar, built almost at the same time. So there's a dargah just opposite to that. And surprisingly, this place also has these lot of these uh, locks tied on this door. Probably it's a practice to go and when you have the wishes fulfilled, you go and tie a lock there. And so these are the Dhulpet is one area
The
again.
shadows were really interesting in the last.
I'm sorry.
Just saying the shadows were really interesting in the last picture.
Yeah,
The locks
yeah,
were hanging.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, please cut.
yeah. So here you see so there is a place called Dhulpet, and it is mostly the Rajasthani people inhabit that place, and so all the they make kites, they make this Ganpati. So a lot of these activities happen there, and especially during when you go out during the Ganpati festival or the kite flying festival, which is the Sankranti. So that is when it really bustles with activity.
Sankranti.
So yeah, during Sankranti you have the kite flying festival, so everybody goes there to buy kites. So here and in the old part of the city you have these people, and yeah, so this was during, so little before the Ganpati festival. At that time the peak of activities happen when people go and uh, uh, there's Ganpatis are being created, and unfortunately they still use, most of them still use the plaster of Paris. So you see a lot of these uh, not environmental
Yeah.
friendly
Though
hands.
yeah, yeah.
And also the
This
wire
is,
for the kite. I mean,
So Saurabh, there is one question.
yeah.
There is one question from Dhananjay. He's asking what are some of the cultural sensitivities you take care of when you take some of these pictures?
Okay, so I'll tell you. So I'll show you a lot more pictures. You see, Hyderabad has people from all religions, Hindus and Muslims. So whenever I'm going to places, so I have to be very culturally sensitive. So I'll keep this question for some time, and then I will answer at the last, because you see, I'm going to show you some of the festivals which you have to be very culturally sensitive, which are done. So especially some events like Muharram. So these are, you have to be very culturally sensitive, and you, ignorance is not a bliss. You have to go there. You have to know the place really well and the culture, and then you can shoot. Okay, so all right. Any other questions that we have? So
Right.
okay, so I'll take the questions maybe
I guess
after
we'll
more time.
sure.
Yeah. So Gopal is not joining us.
maybe he's sleeping because he got up very early
We haven't
today.
heard from him.
Okay, that's fine. All right.
Either that or there's a
So
power cut.
All right. Yeah. So
Shall
this
we
is one
take
of the
the
house.
questions down from the screen so people can see the whole picture?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So this is so in most of the houses, you see they are very surprising. So once you step inside the house and you'll see maybe there's a small industry where they're building, making these kites. So unfortunately, now a lot of kite comes from some other places. So even from the manja, that the string comes from China. So previously we used to have much better material, but now a lot of things are being imported from outside. So this is one of the Ganpati, okay, being ready to be sold. And we were really surprised how there was a truck of Ganpati just came in, the small ones. And I was wondering what this material is. This is actually crushed groundnuts, the skin of the groundnut. So they are,
Oh,
yeah. So it's just like very hard and like cork, and they are apparently very safe to be used in when transporting. So a lot of these comes from Maharashtra, and this was during one of
mhm.
the walks in the
They do
evening.
grow a lot of groundnut in
Yes,
Maharashtra.
yeah. So you'll see a lot of these pictures if you go to Dhulpet area around the police station. But there is a lot of crowd, so you have to, take a cab. And yeah, and now Hyderabad is inhabited by people of all different communities. So this is a picture of the Dashera that we have in Hyderabad by the Bengali community. So initially there was only one or two pujas. Now we have at least 20 different uh, groups who do this puja. So we have a couple of them in the high tech
Pandals?
city. Yeah, a lot of these pandals, so which are done by the Bengali community in Hyderabad. So the Bengalis have been coming
Yeah.
since quite long time. So even the Nizam bought a lot of these Bengalis. He invited these people. So Bengalis were very reputed teachers. So during the British time, so during those times, a lot of Nizam requested a lot of these teachers to Bengali teachers to come to Hyderabad, and that's how now we have a huge community of Bengalis in Hyderabad. And so this is one of the dances that this Bengali community has in Hyderabad. So this is from this Hyderabad Bengali Samiti Puja, which is in the lower Tangmand. And we have the Marwaris also doing
That's a very
the.
nice picture.
Thank you. So the the Hindi, the people, the Rajasthani and the Gujarati people, so they also celebrate Dashera in their own way. So so this was during a Visarjan. And there are some places where you have this. So the story goes that on the Shara, the custom is that Ravan is burnt. So a lot of the whole of India. So this does not happen in a lot of places, but in some places you see you have an effigy of the Ravan being okay, so being burnt. So this is one such place. So it is all built of crackers. So you see, so crackers being burnt. So the interesting thing, you see all different festivals. So you'll see the flavor of all different festivals in Hyderabad. So that is the beauty of Hyderabad. So this is one panoramic shot of this is the Qutub Shahi tombs, the Eidgah of the Qutub Shahi tombs. So and this place, this is a very
Idka at
happening
Qutub
place.
Shahi.
Yeah, so Qutub Shahi tombs. So this is where you would see all the. Okay, so people come here for the first namaz after the. Okay, so on the Eid day. So these are some pictures taken during that. I don't know how Eid will be. So it's very unfortunate that during Ramzan you can't go out to the Charminar and enjoy Halim.
Yeah.
And this is at Makkah Masjid. So So these are the Charminar. So on the last Friday of Ramzan, so that is when everybody comes for the afternoon prayer. That's where you will get to see like this. So everybody there and praying. So this was again shot from the top of the hospital, just opposite to the masjid. Now this is the Golconda, which is probably the most visited place in Hyderabad, always full of tourists. And
I just love that picture you showed, the first one. We used that to start our walk last week. It's just beautiful.
thank you.
Yeah.
So I generally like to go from the right hand side and then go all the way up and come down from the other side. So this is the way going up. And yeah, on the top you have this temple here. And yeah, some visitors probably from some Christian missionaries. And I generally go there in the evening when you have a very good light. But morning is also a very good time to go there. And especially, I was there just 2 days before the lockdown, and there was nobody there, absolutely nobody. I went there at 9 o'clock, and absolutely nobody. We were the first to go inside. Never found this place like this without any people. Here you can see a little bit of the newer part of the city as well. A panoramic view of the whole fort. All right, so I just have a selected few pictures, so just I'm quickly going through them. So I have a lot of them, so I have to finish. Yeah, so this is a place which is one of my most favorite place, and any visitor to Hyderabad, I take them to this place. This is the Gudi Malkapur flower market. So it's so full of activities, lot of colors, lot of human interaction, so buying and selling. So very interesting place to be. And anybody coming to Hyderabad, you must go there. So it's a heaven for photographers, and people are very good. We have been visiting this place for so many times, and in fact, we have printed pictures and gifted the pictures to people. So a lot of them know us quite well. And
I need to
this
visit
is
there.
the
Definitely.
yeah. Sorry, you were saying something, Andrew.
I was saying I need to visit there. I haven't been, believe it or not.
Oh,
I've
you
seen
must
a
go there.
lesser flower market come vegetable market on the first bridge over the
Okay,
Musi River, where they've got a
okay,
flower section, but I've never been to that flower market. I must.
okay.
Another
Yeah,
another
sure.
another place for a recce Hyderabad Trails walk, I think, in the Harrogate.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is a temple just
Once
opposite
the
to the
lockdown is over.
yeah. Yeah. So this is the Jam Singh temple, which is just opposite to the Gudi Malkapur flower market. And there's a very interesting story of this temple. So this person Jam Singh, so the Nizam hired him because he was a specialist of horses, and so the Nizam hired him to get some horses. So he gave him some money to get the best horses for him, and uh, and as he was going to buy the horses, the place where the horses were being sold, so he just wanted to take a nap, and during his nap, I mean, he dreamt about God, and he
One second.
uh, God came to his dreams and said that you must build a temple for me, and then he built this. He used the money to build this temple, and that's when he built the temple, and then the Nizam was very angry that he built this temple, and the money is gone now. So he wanted to punish this person so for misusing the money. So then what happened? The other minister, so he wanted Nizam to pardon this person, so he said he would build a mosque next to this temple. So there's a mosque just opposite to this temple, which was being, and then the Nizam pardoned the person. And yeah, some more pictures of this Gudi Malkapur flower market. So lot of things happening there. And when I go there, I always talk to the people, and it's very interesting to see how these uh, people. All right, so these are some pictures from this market. So this is the vegetable market. So the just opposite to the flower market is a vegetable market. So that's another place to see. But the market is not like the way you are seeing it here, because now things are much more organized, like you have in the West. But sometimes I like the city the way it is, in the organized way, not in the so organized
No,
way.
That's true.
absolutely.
All right.
The
So.
beauty in chaos.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is again during the Holi festival. So Holi is again celebrated very beautifully by the Marwadi, the Rajasthani community in the Begum Bazar area. So this is the same place where I was showing the old buildings of the in Begum Bazar. So it's the same place where you see a lot of these kites and I mean these syringes, color syringes being sold. And this is a picture taken during the Holi, so it's a beautiful. So I actually this year I went to Nandgaon and Barsana Holi, and I was very unhappy
Ooh,
with my pictures. So and then I came and then I attended this Holi, and I really loved it. So I got some shots from here in Hyderabad. So it was unbelievable the way they do it here. So it's unbelievable. So no less than what you see in the north of India. And you have this very strange sweets that are being sold everywhere.
yeah,
So
yeah.
if you go to the old city, you find this very interesting sweets being sold.
I
And
think
if you
this
go
is
to the
made of
old city,
sugar, is it?
yes,
They
yes, sugar and
do
some
panchadara
color. Yeah,
antaru.
sugar and color. And I'll also
Yeah.
show you some pictures of how they are made. It was very interesting. We wanted to park our car somewhere, and we could not. And just below the Naya pool, we found a place to park our car, and that is where just under the bridge they were making these sweets. So I have some pictures which I'll show you later. And so this is during Holi in Hyderabad, and it's
Parking your
celebrated by
car in old city is adventure.
yeah. So this is in Holi in Hyderabad. So this is again around the Begum Bazar area where there's a lot of activities happen. Some beautiful houses, some beautiful colors around that area. And this is of course the Hussain Sagar Lake. We all know about it. So this was during a full moon night. So this is the vermicelli. So
That's
this is
Sevaya.
yeah, that's Sevaya. So yeah, so you see, this is how Sevaya is made. So it's very difficult to find these places where they make them, because most of them are illegal. They don't have a registration or something like that. So a lot of them are not willing you to
Is
let you
it?
in and take pictures. So, but yeah, we were fortunate. So I have a friend who is very good in convincing people. So we were able to get inside and get these shots. But in very narrow lanes, it was very difficult to go and access these places. I'll probably get lost if I try to find this place again. And some pictures of food from Hyderabad. So we have a lot of different kind of food. Of course, we have Irani chai, which is very very famous in Hyderabad. And then we have dosa. So it's been so long I have eaten street food. So this is called Gaver. This is probably
I
made by the
know.
Rajasthani community. So a different kind of sweets, some breads. Okay, what is this?
These pictures are making me hungry.
Okay, okay. Anybody from the
Good
audience? Have
morning,
you?
Kamita.
Yeah.
Nayab.
Really, a lot of different kind of foods that we have in Hyderabad.
Bakery items.
So it's a heaven for foodies as well. So there are so
We
many
do have
things,
a
so
rich
many.
heritage of
Yeah.
Irani cafes.
So I'm sure some will make you feel hungry.
Yes, that time of the day.
Yes. Okay, so what building is this? Is the Iram Manzil. So I was initially I was showing you one picture of the Iram Manzil. So so yeah, we had I mean we're all doing online campaigns and a lot of things. So this building was in news last year a lot, and then finally we were able to save this building, and I'm so glad this building is still going to remain like this. Probably will become better for the generations to come. And this is one Jagannath temple. So
Very much so.
yeah. So we have this the Odia community. So the Odia people, for them, this Jagannath, Lord Jagannath is they worship him, and there's a replica of the temple in Jagannath Puri, so which is in Orissa. So a lot of these people from the Odia community, Bengali community, they come and they worship here. This is in the road number 12, Banjara Hills. Nice place to be. And during the Rath Yatra, so they have a festival called Rath Yatra. It is just about to come, I think, next month, but I'm not sure if this is going to happen. So they put the Lord on this chariots and then they take them around the city. So it's quite an interesting thing to see. And it's interesting how these festivals have also evolved over the years. So this festival was never celebrated in Hyderabad. So even Ganpati festival was not there in Hyderabad maybe 20 years back. So, but now we have all these different festivals. So now I'll show you some picture of the Jumeirah Bazaar. Jumeirah Bazaar is a flea market that happens on Thursdays. So and it's one of the most interesting markets that we have. So on in Charminar, on the Sunday morning you have a market, and this is the market which is much bigger and very interesting with whatever is going on there. So here you can see a telephone. I'm not sure if it's operational. So
The coin telephone.
yeah, the coin telephone.
The black and white picture is really, it's bringing out all the features.
Yeah. So this is they are some of the pictures taken in the Jumeirah Bazaar. So a very happening place, very interesting place to be. So even if you don't take pictures, it's still a great place to see the activities of what is being sold there. And sometimes you might find some treasures of the British time and at throwaway prices. So some people have got some cameras. Some of my friends have got cameras from them, some very old cameras at a throwaway price.
You can probably get some of those from my loft.
Yeah.
But let me just say that market, there has been a couple of times we've done a Hyderabad trail walk there, and it is just amazing place to go.
Yeah,
really. It's typical. You go for 2 hours and end up spending about 5 and being late for
yeah,
work.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
you just can't get away from it. Really, really wonderful.
right,
Have you
right.
been there, Harika?
Not
Have you
yet.
been?
It's on my
Oh,
list.
okay. Oh, you must go there. It's a beautiful place to be.
Yes. Yes.
So this again during
The
the
real
so
horse looking at another chariot of artificial horse.
yeah. So that is a place where they have a lot of these horses which are hired during the weddings. So and these horses are being drawn.
Right.
Some of them have motorized vehicles, and some of them are drawn by these real horses. So this is how the market looks like. All right. So now we move to a festival which is called the Kartik Deepam festival, which happens in November. So there are some places, some temples where they light up 1,000 diyas or 1 lakh of these lamps. So this is one place where they do it. So thousands, probably in lakhs, these lamps are. So actually, I was not. I mean, I didn't go there to shoot this. I had some other work, and then and I saw something happening there. I just stopped my bike and went inside, and I saw this. And I carry my camera all the time, so that's how I got most of the pictures. A lot of the pictures are were not intended to take. I just happened to be there and got these shots. So this is one of the interesting markets that you have in Hyderabad.
Serendipity.
Yeah. So this is Karwa. So there's a road that connects Golconda and Charminar. So that road is called the Karwa. So Karwa means travelers, and in fact there are a lot of these very old sarais that you'll find on the way. So people used to walk from the Golconda to the Charminar. And that those days, I think the Golconda was the old city and Charminar was the new city. So now the meanings have changed. Now the new city is the high
Yeah.
tech city that we have now. So on the way, there are a lot of these dump
Yeah.
yards. They are now used as dump yards. So they used to be sarais where these people would rest. And on this way, there is this sheep market. So this again, I stumbled upon this place. I saw something interesting, and then I just uh, stopped there and then saw what's happening. So there's a market where they buy and sell goats. So hundreds and thousands of them. So people come from villages to sell their goats, and people who have the local meat shops, they buy from there. So this is a quite an interesting market. Andrew, have you been there?
No, I haven't. You give me a long
No.
list of places I have to explore, but I've been
Yeah.
to similar places in other countries.
Okay. Yeah. So this is again a very interesting. The way they tie the goats is very interesting. You see the threads one after the other. So it's easy to handle them.
Mm. Yeah, that's not unusual.
I've seen herds of
Yeah.
sheep on the way when they bring them into the city. I heard that they walk like that for days and days, traveling through Telangana and Andhra sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so now I'll show you some pictures of the Khurshid Ja Baradari. So this is one of my most favorite buildings in Hyderabad,
Mine
and
too.
uh, yeah, sorry, Andrew, you're saying something?
I just said mine too.
Okay, okay, but I feel very sad when I go there because every time I go there, the building is of a different color from inside. So
Mm.
it's really being abused by the people of the film industry.
Yes.
So it's very
Some
unfortunate.
someone is making a lot of money out of it.
Yes.
And the first time I went there, I don't believe that started. It's quite a recent phenomenon.
Yeah.
And somebody's really profiteering from this. It's really bad.
Yes.
And
Really
all
bad.
of the original with glass and things has been smashed.
Yes. In
Very,
fact,
very sad.
some of the walls were smashed. The last time I went there, some of the walls, and they built some artificial walls. So it's very unfortunate to see it like this. So these are some of the pictures of that building. In fact, inside some of the rooms have gold coated doors. So the gold, the color, so the colors are still there, but and you can see the tiles. There's some very beautiful tiles that they have.
Yeah,
But you see,
thankfully they haven't damaged the outside yet.
yeah. And there are some people who stays inside. So they say they have been staying since quite some time. Not sure who they are.
They are, but the first time I visited, they weren't there.
Okay. So these are some pictures of this the Kurchi Ja Baradari, and now we move to some other markets. So this is a Kotapet fruit market. So this is also a very happening place, and there's a wholesale market of the fruits. So previously I showed you pictures from the flower market. So now you can see a lot of these fruits sold in bulk. So you have different kinds of fruit there, watermelon. Mangoes is a season. Probably this place will would probably be like this at this point of time if there's no lockdown. And okay, now we move to the Koti Women's College, or the British residency. So we had a virtual walk here today morning, and so I'm going to take you through some of my
On
favorite
Twitter.
pictures of this place. Yeah, so we have the whole. Uh, yeah, there are so many. Somebody is asking which film. Okay, so lot of films actually. Lot of films. If you watch the Telugu movies, you'll find a lot of movies. So one movie I know is Dokudu. So that movie was definitely shot here. But a lot of movies were being shot here. Okay, so now we move to this British residency. So this is again one of my most favorite buildings to be. It's not accessible to the public. So if you are going out for a walk with Gopal, or if you have some connection, you'll probably be able to witness the beautiful beautiful building. But otherwise, not accessible to public. And thankfully, somebody wrote a check of 1 million, and this building is still being beautifully restored, and yeah, so really thankful for what happened. So this is one of my pictures being used in this article in the Times London, where the whole thing was written about the story about this palace, and how it is being beautifully restored. And there's a lot of vegetation around, so very close to nature as well. So some of this. So we had a. I'll share the link here, so you can, if you want, you can just go and see that whole trail where we were talking about the history and a lot of things about this whole place. So I was fortunate to access this place. I was teaching photography to the mass communication students there, and that is when I was able to access this place. So I was just going around with the students, teaching them photography, and we were taking some pictures. So I'm sure this building is being restored very beautifully, but this is what I saw it the last time when I saw it. So this is a very famous staircase, and uh, very strange. There's a statue of Mahatma Gandhi kept there. These pictures are not very high resolution. I was able to download this from the internet, so I don't have my pictures with me now. This is from the top view, so it looks very interesting. This is the view from the bottom as you go up the stairs, and when you reach the top, this is the perspective that you get. It's a really interesting building, one of the most beautiful buildings we have in Hyderabad. So this is the Darbar Hall from the top, from the first floor. Now these places, when I went, it was a little dangerous to walk, but somehow I was able to manage to go and take some pictures. So now I'll show you some pictures of the Makkah Masjid. So Makkah Masjid is just next to the Charminar, and they had some bricks from Mecca. That's why it's called the Mecca Masjid. And if you go there on a Sunday morning, there's a really good place to be on a Sunday morning. So a lot of people come there just to, especially the people from the old
Beautiful
cities.
picture with the pigeons.
Thank you. So now they don't allow photography inside this part. So these were taken quite long time back. And this is one of the interesting. There's the Mehboob Chowk. or the Murgi Chowk, as it is called in colloquial language, is just next to the clock tower. So this is also a contemporary of the Charminar, and this was supposed to be demolished. I mean, last year there were plans to demolish this and new. It was going to be built in a new way, but again, thankfully, we were able to. Nothing happened to this place, so it's still the way it is. So this is a clock tower, just very close to the Lad Bazaar. So now I'll take you through some pictures of Mehboob Mansion. So again, this is a very interesting building, but unfortunately not in a very good shape, very bad shape. So it can crumble any moment. In fact, slowly some parts are crumbling. So there was a thunderstorm, some rains in part of the building fell down with some parts of the building. So nobody to take care, and the neighborhood is being encroached. So slowly it is being encroached. A lot of illegal construction being built around this place, and it's in a very bad shape. So I was really sad to see how this building is right now.
Wow.
So this when we went to the building opposite and we got this shot. Okay, so anybody has any questions? So yeah, we'll just pause for a moment, and we will just if you have any questions, you can ask now. So
So I'll start reading some of the questions. Meanwhile,
yeah,
guys, if you have any more questions, please keep posting. So I'll go to the beginning. Okay, the first question was about the cultural sensitivity when you go for pictures.
okay, I will answer that question a little after some time, maybe at the last.
You
When
later? Sure, sure. We had some questions about cameras and settings as well. Let me get to them.
okay, so this is not about cameras and settings. So this is more about the experience. But yeah, if you have any questions, I would be
Yeah.
happy to answer. Yeah. It's more about the experience, the
A lot
all
of
right.
comments appreciating the pictures, Saurabh. The
Okay.
pictures, amazing frames. So all the comments. There were some comments on Bengalis in Hyderabad.
Okay.
We did discuss about that during our Sarojini Naidu heritage walk we did at Golden Threshold. Someone asked about equipment used for indoor shoots, so I guess that's a technical question.
Equipments, I have mostly used my very basic camera, which I used to have. Most of the pictures were taken about 5 years, 5 to 10 years back, or even more than that. So I had a basic crop size camera that time. So that's what I used for these pictures. So for most of them, with my newer cameras, I don't think I have taken many pictures which I have put here. So, and because a lot of these places are they don't look the same, so they are mostly my old pictures. Okay.
There was a question, was that a pic of Sindur Kela?
Okay. 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 Let me go through the
And
question. Okay.
then someone
Okay.
mentioned
So
that did we do
Okay, so let me go through the question. Okay, so Dhananjay is asking why monochrome for most of the pictures. You see, monochrome, takes you to that place because these places are very timeless. So some of these places look still the same that they used to look probably 50 years back. So just to minus the time from those pictures, and I made them into monochrome. And of course, if you have pictures as monochrome, you see the textures and the shape, the architecture always looks better in a monochrome. So that's why having it like this. All right. So okay, which films
So there
you
is
just
another question.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What is that?
No, how do you safeguard your equipment from during Holi? That was one of the questions.
Oh, during Holi, you just have to cover it with a polythene. That's it. Okay, yeah. So that's one of those questions. It's just about
There is
use.
no worry
That's it.
about water and colors entering the camera.
Yeah, it does. I mean, the front part is still getting exposed, so you have to protect it as much as you can. So, but yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
Just clean it up later.
Yeah, you have to clean it. The front part is not. In fact, to shoot the pictures. All right. So let's continue. So these pictures are from the Mehboobiya College. So this is in Abbots. So just in front of the college, you will find these old vintage cars which are still used during the weddings. So a lot of these old Hyderabadis, they prefer to take one of these cars rather than going for a BMW or a Mercedes or something. So these cars are still in fashion. They are being used a lot during the weddings. So this is a college again. For a visitor, this college is not accessible. But yeah, when you're going for a walk, you'll probably be able to access this beautiful building again. So quite an old building, very beautiful.
Yes. We have conducted walks in Mehboobiya College.
Yes, yes.
We call it
Yeah, yeah,
cathedrals and cannons.
yeah, yeah. So this is another place. Is a Monda market. So this is in the Sikandrabad area. So this is another very old market of vegetables in Hyderabad. And so this is so as I was walking around the Monda market, so this is one very interesting. So there was a small dargah just next to this, and this beautiful painting. So I have seen paintings of tigers, but yeah, this whole thing, you have you see the Kaaba, and then you have the masjids and this horse decorated very well, and you can see the alam on top of the horse with the umbrella on top of, and then you have a blue colored scooter, so that adds even more value to the picture. So it's very Hyderabadi. And yeah, so this is again around the same market, the Monda market. There are a lot of these earthen vessels being sold there. Now, this building, unfortunately, does not exist now. So this building is just opposite to the clock tower at the end of the Lad Bazaar. So this is called Moti Mahal. So this building does not exist right now. So it used to be, and fortunately, I'm so glad I have a picture of this building. So it was a beautiful building, but probably going for disputes or so now there's nothing there. Probably some multiplex would be coming. This is another very favorite of my place in Hyderabad is the Maula Ali Hills, the Maula Ali Dargah and the hills. So,
Beautiful.
so here also there are some around this place there are some movies being shot. So unfortunately, there were some people were some very insensitive people were celebrating. I think the New Year or something. They were drinking, and so now they don't allow visitors beyond evening, and then they don't allow photography. So but yeah, a very beautiful place to be. You can see the whole
Beautiful
city
site.
from there. Beautiful view from there. You can see the whole city and the dargah. I really love to go to the dargah. sit there for some time and then go out and see this whole place. And if you can come here during Diwali, you can see the whole city celebrating Diwali
Yeah.
there.
It's a feast to the eyes, the view.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place. So these have been taken at different times. So I've gone so many times and got these pictures. But even if I am, upset, I just want to spend some time alone. I would just go there and then sit for some time. So I mean, apart from photography, it's a beautiful place to be.
To contemplate and reflect.
Yeah, yeah. So very beautiful place.
There is also a beautiful tomb near this hill. Do you have some of those pictures
Right.
as well?
Yeah. No, I haven't put it there here in this presentation, but yeah, I do have them. Yeah. So now I'm going to take you to some pictures of the Mozamjai market. Mozamjai market is now does not look the same. So thankfully, it is being beautifully restored. And now that the metro has come up, it looks very okay. So it looks very different. Okay. So this is one of the mornings that we were there. A lot of pigeons there. I don't know who is feeding these pigeons now. Nobody there. And some reflections in water early morning. So this staircase is again not in a good shape. Probably now it is being restored beautifully. So things must be much better right now. So I'm not sure. This is from the top. So there are these staircases. You can go to the top and then you can shoot the whole building. Okay, so this is about Moharram. So now I'll tell you a little bit about how you have to be sensitive. So some of the observances you have to, especially when I go out shooting, ignorance is not a bliss. So I have to be very well aware of what is happening and why do I want to. So what time it happens? Where are these things happening? So a lot of these, you have to be very careful about. Okay. So now, when I went to shoot Muharram, even before that, I had read. I mean, since childhood, I've been seeing Muharram, but the way it is observed in Hyderabad is one of the most intense I've ever seen. So, and if you go in the Darul Shifa area, especially, you have a lot of activities happening there, especially on the day of Muharram, and so these people wear black because they are mourning. So now, if I go there wearing colorful clothes, that will not be a very good idea. So and I especially during the festivals, I don't want, I always want to be non-intrusive, so I don't want to interfere or disturb in their activities, so I have to be little away from them, not disturbing them, and still making some pictures. So there are some times when I go to the Charminar, I might ask a person to pose, but then especially during these observances, I have to be really very careful about that.
Hmm.
Okay, so being very sensitive. So when I went there, I also wore black clothes, using a telephoto lens, not being very close, not disturbing them in their activities. And I had a Shia friend who took me to these places and told me what are the do's and don'ts when I go there. So it worked out quite well. But you have to go very well prepared. Ignorance is definitely not a bliss for anybody. So, and you have to. So I'm not there to decide whether it is good or bad or whatever. So I go there as a photographer, be little sensitive to the culture and shoot and come back. So similarly, when I go to any Hindu festival, so sometimes in some places the shoes are not allowed, so I have to make sure that okay, so if I'm going there, uh, I am going to keep my shoes outside and go inside. So inside any temple, there are some places where photography is not allowed inside the temples, and so especially of the uh, okay, so of the main deity, it's not allowed. So again, you have to be careful about that. So, all right. So that is about. So this is another shot taken during the Muharram time. I only saw it once. It was very emotionally challenging for me to see and capture this. So I only went once. So after that, I never gathered courage to go there again. But yeah, it was very intense, and it was I was able to know the religion much more much better after I went there. So okay, so this is one of my shots from there. All right. So this is the Munchi naan. So you will see this Munchi naan. A lot of these naans are being sold in the old city. So this is one of the shops. So these have been going around since the time of the Charminar during the Nizams. So they used to do it, and that's how they have still like that. And it's interesting to see how they do it. So if you just I spend hours just
Yeah.
watching how they do the whole process. They how they make the dough and then put it inside their oven, and after some time they take it out, and then they put the butter on top of it. So and you can actually taste it. It's quite tasty. So you just it's very warm and very nice to have this bread, the munchi naan, which is very famous of Hyderabad. Okay, so this was a early morning. I saw this man taking this naan and is going to have this some beautiful light falling on that person. So
The Munshin and this place is very close to Purani Haveli, if I'm not wrong.
that's right. That's right. So that is where there are a couple of shops, but there are some other parts of Hyderabad as well where they have similar shops around the Golconda also. Yeah.
Okay.
So they have been taken at
They generally
different
serve this
places.
along with paya in the
Right.
hotels.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so now some pictures from the Numaish, the very favorite fair that we
The
have. So it's so much a part of the culture of Hyderabad. So it's a must go at least a couple of times for everybody to this Numaish. So unfortunately, this year it didn't do really well. So that's what I was reading in the newspapers. But it's always fun to go there, and and if I don't purchase, I just go shoot the people, and it's very interesting. And people from all over. So this fair was actually started by the Nizams. So
exam. Yes.
it's a very old
Have you
festival. So
been there,
very
Andrew, this
To
year
where? Sorry. Here.
to Numaish?
I haven't been. I never did it. Some different reason every year. I've got one more chance. Maybe we'll have
Mm-hmm.
to see.
yeah, it's a beautiful place to go. So a
That
lot of
goes to the village.
activities.
Good for. I
Yeah,
think we have to go and do some photography trip together.
yeah. So especially, I mean, during the festival, the whole Hyderabad during the Sunday, everybody is there around this place. So and now it has become even more, yeah, even much before independence during the Nizam time. So and so there are some pictures from the fair. So you have people, sellers from all across India coming here to sell their stuff. And the attraction, one of the biggest attraction is the Maut Ka Kuan. So where you have these vehicles going around. So uh, very interesting to see this.
That is an interesting picture as well.
Yeah, thank you. And yeah, this is how it looks like. So it's so crowded, especially on the Sundays. So it's so very crowded. So you have these reputed shops from all over Hyderabad. They have their stalls there. So you see the Pista House Halim being sold here. All right. So some
They do
pictures
have
of
a
the
nice setup of Pista House boards during Numaish.
yeah yeah
Looks like a Christmas arena.
right right. All right. So some picture of the Pega tombs. So Pega tombs is another of my
Mm.
favorite place in Hyderabad. So very calm and
My
quiet and
favorite.
very peaceful. So If I die, probably I'd maybe love to be in a place like this, which is so calm and quiet. So and beautiful as well. So very there's starking difference between the Qutub Shahi tombs, which are huge in shape, and these which are much smaller but so beautifully done.
Very rich in the designs as
Yeah,
well.
very rich in the designs. Yeah, and here you can see a ostrich egg. So probably it was
Yeah.
a novelty to bring one and then hang it over there. So this door is very interesting. So this door where we can see very beautiful carvings on this door. All right. So there are some community of potters now. Not many people buy these potters except for Diwali. We have these earthen lamps, but this potters community is still there and surviving somehow in some localities in Hyderabad. So this is one place in Hyderabad where it's called Kumar Wada. So Kumar means potter, and Wada means the area. So it's a potter's area. So another very nice place to go, and even if you want to buy these earthen potteries, so you can go and buy there. So and especially they have a lot of they're very busy during the Diwali time, so during the festival time, so they have a lot of this. Yeah. So this is one of the temples. So this was done during a walk led by Gopal during the Hyderabad trail. So this Purana Pul walk. So there's a small temple. There are a lot of these temples which are about 500 years old around the city.
God almighty, what's going on? Sorry.
Okay,
So
so the pull. Okay, so some really old structures, and there are a lot of these very uh, old tea houses around this place. So this was again captured during the same walk around the city. And nowadays we have in supermarkets we have this packed atta being sold. This is one of the traditional. So I remember during childhood we also used to go to a place like this to get our atta. So one of there are still some of them surviving in the old city, as you can see here. Yeah, so the dargah there. And a lot of the old houses around that area. So if you just walk aimlessly, you will still come back with a rich experience and some pictures as well. So a kite shop, and this is one very interesting house that we went to. So this whole area was so Andrew, you might be remembering this place we went to.
even we went inside one time. Were you
Yes,
there, Tom?
yes, yes. Yeah.
Very special.
So this,
Yes, yes. I'm sitting there. You can see me
yeah,
in the far right.
yeah, right.
The
So
Yemeni community.
yeah. So I was really surprised to see inside how it looked like a palace. And this earthen diyas being sold. So we still have a lot of people consuming these earthen uh, vessels. So can you guess what is being prepared here? What is this? Anybody from the people who are watching? Can you guess what is this? Okay, so there's a Ravan's head. This for the Shera.
Oh, I was assuming if it was one of those gadas they carry.
It's too big to be a Gada. So there's a very so I have been to this place a couple of times, and the a previous time I went there, it was of a different color. So I have that picture also, which I'll show you later. These are the Qutub Shahi tombs. Okay, so there are seven tombs, quite popular
Another
tourist.
favorite.
Huh, your favorite, Nahirika.
And this place again
Yes.
doesn't look the same, so it has lost its rustic look. Because, and thanks to the Aga Khan Trust, it is being restored beautifully. It will be preserved for the generations to come. But yeah, so this is how I saw it. So these pictures were again taken a long time back, so 7 or 8 years back. So, and generally you are not allowed to go there in the evening. There was some dance festival going on during that time, and when I was able to take this picture. And so there's this place where they say they used to wash the dead bodies before being
Yahama.
buried into the, yeah, the Shahi Hammam. So, and there's a hole on the top of this on the ceiling, and now it is being covered. But those days when it was open, and if you go there around 12 o'clock, 11, 12, 1 o'clock, you see a beam of light coming inside. So that's how I shot this. And now this place looks like a new building. It's been very beautifully restored. So these are some of the old pictures that I have. So these again some pictures from the Sevai factory, Sevai being made. All right. So this is a picture of the Raymond's tomb. So I'm sure you might have heard about the story of this beautiful place. So very interesting place. So how many of you have been there?
The Musaram Bagh.
Yeah, in Mosaram Bagh.
I
So
haven't been there yet.
you haven't been there. You must go there. So this is a tomb of Michael
Yes.
Marie Raymond. So he was a French general of the second army of the Nizam. So okay, of Nizam Ali Khan Asaf.
We need to go
So
there on the day when the clouds are right, I think.
yeah, yeah. So I was lucky. I can say so. That day, I'm always lucky. So even this building was in a very bad shape for a long time. So at one time, nobody being allowed there. So we had to jump the, the walls to get inside sometimes. And being inhabited by I mean, there's no
The
entry
things
fee, nothing at
photographers have
all.
to do.
Yeah, so a lot of people will just go and just sit there doing nothing. So the local people who don't have any work, so not in a no was not in a good shape at that time. I'm not sure how it is right now. So there's another time I went there. So this was during sunset. Got this shot. So this was
Another
one time
beautiful
when I was,
picture.
yeah. So I was just crossing the bridge. I was going for a walk. I had a visitor, and then I was just going a little bit in a hurry, but I stopped to take this picture. So the sun was rising, and you can see the river and the Salarjung Museum. So, and the sky was really good. So that's why I just stopped and took this shot. So this again the Sankranti or the kite festival. So there are a lot of these pictures. I mean, especially the Begum Bazaar area. So you'll see a lot of kites being sold there. Also around the Charminar, some shops they sell these kites. These are around the Dulpet and Begum Bazaar areas. It's very colorful to be there. So and see how beautifully they have arranged these kites of different colors. Okay, so from here I will take you to the Shamirpet Lake. So just a few pictures from here. So one of the lakes. So now they have quite dried up, but yeah, at one time it was very beautiful. A lot of constructions happening around this place now, but yeah, at one time these places were very beautiful. Okay, so this is the Sitaram Bagh temple. So Sitaram Bagh temple is one of the old temples that we have in Hyderabad, and beautiful, very beautiful temple. So again, this is not accessible to public most of the time, but you can. So it was built by the Ganeriwal family. So Sheikh Puramal Ganeriwal. So quite an old building. And the seventh Nizam donated. He made a huge donation to reconstruct this building. So that is one interesting thing about this place. And we were there during a celebration. So they had some centenary celebration. That is when uh, I got an opportunity to go there and shoot this. So we were invited as photographers to take pictures. Beautiful temple inside. And there are a lot of these
And
step wells.
lovely pictures as well.
Thank you.
Mm.
So there are a lot of these step wells in Hyderabad. So you will see one at the Qutub Shahi tombs, and this is another step well we have in Hyderabad. One is in Ammapalli, near the airport. So this is one
Where's
step well we have.
this?
Yeah,
Is there
yeah. This
near
is
the
an
airport?
no, no. This is not near the airport. This is an Sitaram Bagh. That is in the old city, Mangalhat area.
Haven't been there. Harika, have you been?
So
Even I haven't been there. Virinchi conducted a walk, I think around in February. We
till
should
when
go
are
there.
you in India, Andrew?
I've got
Till
another
when?
year or so.
Okay, there's still some time.
Well, I hope so. Who knows? But I love Stepwells. Please,
Okay,
please, 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 can you tweet this
And I
picture
love that cat, which is
I will do that. I will do that.
because I
Yeah.
have a friend who is obsessed with Stepwells and he would
Okay.
also love to see it. But
Okay. Okay.
I must go there definitely.
Yeah. 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 So
And how did you manage to get the cat to look at you?
I'm always lucky. So I made some strange sound and it looked at me. And now these are the pictures from the streets of Hyderabad. So the best place to shoot is the streets of Hyderabad. You just go around aimlessly without any expectation, and you will probably come back with some beautiful pictures. And not just the pictures; it's a great experience. You see, people are so friendly when you go and talk to them and hear about what they have been doing and about their day. So people are very friendly here around in Hyderabad. So this was a time when it was just about to rain, and this man was just trying to cover his daughter. Okay, so and then the rain started. So these are around the Charminar.
Chapinar.
So this picture was little difficult to take. So you see, again, when you're talking about being little culturally sensitive, you see, you can't just go point the camera and then take a picture. So especially some people, they say it's religiously forbidden for them to take a picture. So you have to understand that. And somebody says you can't take a picture, you can't take a picture. That's it. But there are some people who are just, they just want to know your intention. What is your intention to take a picture? So thankfully I don't look that harmful. So I and your body language plays a very important role. So if you can convince them that your motive of taking a picture is not bad, and generally what I do is I show the pictures to people. So when I show, they're kind of they encourage me, okay, maybe you can take another picture. So that's how I got this shot. But otherwise little difficult to approach and convince people.
Yes.
Nimra Cafe. During the Ramzan, you see this. Probably without the lockdown, it would probably look like this. But yeah, unfortunately, now we can't go there.
Yeah.
So one of the some of the shops around the Charminar.
All the shopping around Chapinar and
Yeah,
the bargaining.
yeah. So there are
God.
some
Some more.
delicacies. And unfortunately nobody. So because I also go there and talk to people, and behave little respectfully. So far, nobody told me don't take a picture. So never in Hyderabad, never ever it happened that somebody says that getting offended or asking me why are you taking a picture, and it never happened to me. In fact, people cooperate a lot. So people say that, okay,
That's
you take
great.
another picture. But what I do is I always show the picture to them. And when I go back, I generally carry a print. So if possible, I print the picture and gift it to the person. And that really makes people very happy. So I've done it a couple of times, and I suggest my students to do that. So, and we have been doing this since quite some time. So this is near the one place near the Paiga Tombs is one lane where I saw this telephone and this wall with spotted okay, polka dots, so kind of. Okay, so now you don't need a mirror to check how you're looking wearing this cap during Ramzan. You see he's checking on his phone how he looks like.
You've all got our selfie cameras.
Yeah. Some of these old shops around the Charminar. Yeah, and most of these places, I mean, the previous generations, they were so addicted to reading the newspaper every morning. So this was one picture. This was taken near the Qutub Shahi tombs, so in a small lane near Qutub Shahi tombs. Some street side sari shop.
Wow, very colorful.
Yeah. So these rickshaws, some of these rickshaws are still visible there in the old city, but probably in another 10 years, this will just disappear. We'll have more high-tech, eco-friendly vehicles probably, but these have been
But
there
you
since.
can't get more eco-friendly than this.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, those electric rickshaws.
Yeah, yeah. So there's one lane in Hyderabad where there are all these burqa shops. So and some shops selling these pickles. They have all different kind of pickles. You have beef pickle and you have pork pickle and all. Of course, you have mango and all these different kinds of pickles available there. So a lot of people when they go abroad, they
And
carry
all the
some of these
papads.
pickles. Yeah,
I think
and
Imtiaz, if he's here, he would give us some poetry about papads and pickles.
yeah, key maker. So this is near the Darul Shifa. This is just in front of the Mecca Masjid. So there's a itar shop just in front. I mean, a small stall just in at the gateway of the Makkah Masjid. So it's where. Yeah, there's a typical scene around the Charminar. So you see a lot of people buying and selling.
Yeah.
So this was one night I was just going to keep my camera inside my bag, and I found this, and I was lying on the road and I took this picture. So to get this perspective.
That would have been our next question.
Yeah. Yeah. So this was during that flea market, Sunday morning flea market in Hyderabad. So the strange thing is the color of the beard matches his cloth. You see, you can see,
Scarf.
and little bit of the cap as well.
Yeah.
So and there are these shops who which remodel these Royal Enfield, so they restore them or refurbish them and make them like new, customize them. I don't know what happened to these shops. You see, this was again an old picture. So now we have mobile phones. I don't know what happened to this shop. So uh, per call, 1 rupee 25 paisa. So now nobody goes to these kind of shops.
Lovely, beautiful.
See, it's the body language of the people. They are so respectful to each other. And
Oh,
this was one morning. This whole so many people in one, kids in one vehicle, all wearing these caps. And beautiful light in the morning.
mm,
This was one of the Ramzan day, Ramzan evenings where some of these people they in some way or the other they try to do some good to the society. So here you see they were so this guy alone was offering water to the people who were passing by. So this place, this whole street is filled with burqas. So everybody goes there to buy burqas. Oh, so this is the picture I was talking about, the sweet. So this is how the sweet is being made. You see the holy sweet which we are talking, which I was showing you
Oh,
before.
right.
Yeah. So it was extremely dark, and here you
Yeah.
see in the dark there, you can see the this wooden what is this called? So you see inside that
Bounce?
they'll pour the sugar, yeah, the sugar syrup, and
Sugar,
then
yeah.
you'll be able to. Okay, this is the Saramati Baradri. So these places we never used to pay to go there and take pictures. So now, I mean, as a normal photographer, you can't go there. You can
Yeah, there's
hire
an
the place.
entry ticket.
I mean, I don't mind paying entry fees, but now it is available only for professional photographers doing a couple
Even,
shoot or something. You have to pay something like 5,000, and you get the place for some time, and then you can do a shoot. So, but for visitors, I mean, you can't
yeah.
go and just take a picture. So,
oh,
one of the beautiful buildings, and you can see the whole city from there. So, it's a beautiful place to be. The Taramati Baradari. And they host a lot of events there. So this is under control of the tourism department. So they have a lot of here you can see the old city coming up. Okay, so this is these are the set of pictures that I had from Hyderabad. So I'll just now keep it open to pictures, your questions. So whatever questions you have, maybe you can just ask your questions, and I will. So how was the session? Did you like the pictures? So how was it?
no, loved, loved them. Wonderful pictures. You've given me more ideas of places to go if ever
Yeah,
we get out of this situation before I have to leave.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
more ideas of places for walks. But then
absolutely. There are
again,
so
there's
many.
some
Yeah.
places that you haven't got that I think are also special. So
Yeah, there are so many places. So even now, when I go out and I stumble upon something which I'd never been to, so there are a lot of times it happens like that. So, and it's such a pleasure to go around the whole city. I mean, sometimes just aimlessly, just going around, and
mhm,
you find something quite interesting. So,
agreed.
so any other questions or comments? So we'll just go
So a
through
lot
them.
of compliments
Okay,
in the
so
comments.
good. Thank you for all the comments. But yeah, if you can, if you have some questions, please ask me. So relate to the places or relate to anything. I mean about the city or something. So would be happy to answer them. So Sangamitra is saying,
Yes.
yeah, one of the best things about
So,
Hyderabad are the people. Absolutely. So from day one, I was feeling so much at home. In fact, I'll tell you about one very interesting incident, and I later found that it's something very common. So me and my wife, we were going in our bike, and we ran out of fuel. So I was just dragging the bike somehow. So she was sitting behind, and there were this two young chaps in a bike. So I got a little scared of what they are trying to do. So they just put the person, the pillion rider, they just pushed my bike with his leg, and he carried us all the way to a petrol station. So and then we were able to fill the petrol. So just by pushing it with his feet, we were able to reach there. So I found such interesting ways of helping people.
Lovely story.
Okay.
That's very kind of them.
Yeah, very kind, and it's very common. So I thought it's something very unusual. I think I have seen a lot of people doing the same later, so I understood what they're doing. So any pictures from Pochampalli factory? So maybe some other time. So this was not about Pochampalli. So how do you get these without people? So I actually love to shoot with
We
people,
kind of
because
focused on
people
that,
add
but
so much
yeah.
of life to the pictures. And you see, if you go to a place like Charminar, and if you shoot without people, I mean, it's half the thing. So you won't really be able to enjoy, because people make the place. Okay, any?
I think we just have to say thank you so much. I think this has just been amazing. Really, really beautiful pictures, and so inspiring, and a great way to spend a Sunday afternoon when we're all staying home and staying safe.
Yeah,
You, when you've taken a number of pictures that you've taken, I think you can never get bored going back through them, looking at them, and
absolutely. So it was, for me, it was like reliving those moments that I have spent there. Yeah. So, why is photography not allowed in most of these places? The guards give strange reasons. See, they probably don't want some visitors because they are protected. So, but yeah, if you know people, if their face is familiar to you, then probably they will allow. And if they know that their intentions are not bad, so generally sometimes they would allow.
yeah,
So,
I would add. I mean, I think even if you're a stranger, if you spend a few minutes talking to somebody,
yeah,
sometimes you can get them to change their mind. So many
right,
times
right,
that's worked. It's just about, treating people respectfully
absolutely,
and
absolutely,
spending time, giving time to them, taking interest in them, talking about what you would like to do, and then, quite often the door suddenly opens a little bit, and
right,
then it's thrown wide open, and you can take any pictures you like. That's been my
absolutely,
experience in
absolutely,
so many
absolutely,
places.
absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. So, all right then. I think shall we end the session here, Andrew? What
Sorry,
shall we end the session here, or
I think if we're done, unless Naharika wants to say anything.
yeah, Niharika, do you want to say something on behalf of Hyderabad Trails?
Sure, Saurabh. Thank you.
So your voice is not audible.
Maybe the connection is bad for her,
Yeah,
but I
yeah,
think
Yes.
she
yeah.
wants to say thank you on
So,
behalf of
on
Niharika.
behalf of Hyderabad Trail, I'd really like to thank you, Saurabh, and you for joining here. Saurabh,
So it's always
yeah.
a pleasure.
Is it
So
audible now?
yeah, yeah, it is. It is. Yeah,
Is it audible now?
Now it is
yeah, it
fine.
is. Yeah.
So, yeah, thank you so much. And it's been such a visual treat since morning. Saurabh, beautiful efficiency seeing since morning. Thank you so much. And yes, we do have a lot of places to visit.
Sure
Yeah,
do.
there's no end to
We
it.
must have
Yeah,
visited, but I think along with Andrew, we have to plan our visits and see all these places. Thank you so much.
thank you,
We
Niharika.
hope to
And
do more such online events next weekend as well. So, yeah, we will share the details as soon as we get a confirmation.
yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. Yeah, thank you
Bye.
so much, Thank you so
And
much,
don't
Hyderabad Trails, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, Andrew, for coming to spend time with us.
pleasure. Sorry for a couple of interruptions.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
people do follow Saurabh on his Instagram account. I've just followed it myself, and it's
Okay,
Perfect.
yeah,
going to
yeah,
keep me
I will
occupied
just
for months.
yeah, so I'll just leave my details here on the screen. So yeah, if you are
Yeah.
on Facebook or
Yeah.
Instagram, so please you can have a look at my pictures. So and I'll hope to see you. If you have any questions related to photography or any place that you have seen here, or if you need any guidance on pictures in Hyderabad, you can always reach out to Hyderabad Trails, or you can always reach out to me as well. So thank you so much. It's me, Saurabh, signing off, and we'll see you later. Okay, bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.